dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. Oosh, 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 oosh. We are covering everything from Thursday to Saturday. Let's just start it off, man, with Impact. October 17th, 2024. R.I.P. Joe Koff. Rest in peace. Love to your family. Nashville, Tennessee. Pick your poison matches. 2 of them tonight. We got Matthew and Tom on commentary, and we started off with PCO versus Rhino. You know what I love about Impact, though, is they at least give you like a rundown in the starting of the show, like at least a good 2 minutes. WWE does it as well, but I wish AEW would do this. Like just a little bit of clarification of like what happened last week, you know? But they give you like they do a quick rundown, even if you're new to Impact. I think that's a good thing, especially for new viewers that are coming in, like myself, like I did when I started covering these shows. And I just like that. I like a good like, hey, like in comic books. I'm a big comic book guy. I like previously and blah. So PCO versus Rhino, they beat each other up, but PCO got the win. Fun match for what it was. Gia is with Nick Nemeth. You know, he has a match tonight with Matt Cardona. So he's ready to gear up, and he's got the big match at Bound for Glory, October 26th. Very excited. Same day as Halloween Havoc. So I'm hoping some crossover, but last time I thought that there was none for their last pay-per-view they had. Ariana Grace, she introduces Reese. Yeah, and more NXT action here, facing Ash by Elegance. Ash gets the win. Surprise. It was okay. Ash by Elegance is, I don't know. They cut a promo afterwards, and they start beating up Reese, and here comes Zaya. So I don't know. I'm not really sold by Ash by Elegance by any stretch of the imagination. Then we get a Wendy Rosemary package. The spookiness, spooky season. 'Tis the season to be spooky. Spooky. But yeah, they got their beef with Spitfire. You know, the hard beef. We got Mike Bailey putting up that championship against Leon. This was awesome. This was a really fun match, man. That after Mike Bailey gets the win, they show a little respect, and I will say I nerded out so hard because guess who's going to face Mike Bailey for that championship? For that championship. Vikingo. I was like, oh, they showed it. Mike Bailey was like, all right. I was like, oh, yeah, yes. 1 score for the guys again. Woo! Vikingo, man. I'm so excited about that. At Bound for Glory, these two are going to tear down the house in Detroit. Detroit better be ready. They can set some fire. So, and then we got the Hardys at ABC, you know, backstage. They got their big match coming up next week. We got Steve Macklin coming out, cutting a promo, calling out Josh Alexander, the new group called Northern Armory. They basically come out and he's back and forth, and Josh is like, I was a champion, a well-deserved champion. I was the champion, and you held it for like a month, you know, making it personal. And they beat down Steve Macklin. They beat him down good. So then we get Santino and Ariana backstage. Kazarian, not a big fan of Kazarian, but he's there. But Santino, you know, guessing Santino's like, where's my shot? Why am I not here? You know. Then we get Brian Myers versus Santana. Nope. Santana comes in, steel chain around the fist and takes out the system, calls out Moose. And he's like, Moose, if you're not going to come out here, I'm coming to find you. So he goes after Moose, and guess what happens? He's met with the baseball bat, a moose bat, the moose of moose bats. And that's it. And Moose is like, be careful what you wish for. Then we get Matthew with Jordan and Masha, an interview face-to-face. Jordan wants to know why Masha's being like this. They got their big match at Bound for Glory. And same old with when it comes to storytelling, Masha's just, she wants to be the champ. She wants to be the best. She doesn't want to be held back. She wants to, show everyone that she is who she is. And Jordan Grace is like, well, you can bring it. I made history. Just because I'm making history doesn't mean I have to go check in with your feelings when I showed up at the Royal Rumble and all this stuff. I'm doing me. So if you're going to be jealous, but I'm still going to be Jordan Grace. I'm going to still be the knockout champion. So you best watch it. Then Masha walks out. So yeah, I'm excited about that match. Then we get Nick Nemeth versus Matt Cardona. He has security because he's watching out for PCO. Kazarian's on commentary. And during this match, to help Nick win, PCO comes out. Matt loses, and then PCO takes Matt, puts him over his shoulder. And of course, here comes Frankie to attack Nick Nemeth. And then here comes Joe. Then Frankie pulls out of his crotch a referee shirt, because we all have referee shirts in our crotch area. Yeah. He's going to be the special guest referee for Joe Hendry and Nick Nemeth. I scratched my head and I'm like, okay. Sure. I don't know how I really don't know how I feel about it. It's just one of those things I was like, sure, I guess. But this was a very okay Impact. I give it a solid 3 out of 5. The Mike Bailey and Leon match, that was my match of the night. But yeah, Frankie Kazarian, I just can't. I just really can't. He's just boring to me as a character. So, but that was Impact, October 17th, 2024. Matthew and Tom on commentary. October 26th, like I said, is Bound for Glory. And now let's go on to SmackDown, October 18th, 2024. Wade and Graves on commentary. No Michael Cole. We're in Columbia, South Carolina. We started off with the Bloodline. Then here comes Jey Uso. Yeah. Yeet. Oh. He's like, come on, Uso. I care about you, little bro. And I love a soul. He goes, you need to quit calling me little brother. And I'm like, and then my favorite part of this whole exchange is like, he's like, why you have to get them, Oos? Why you have to get him? He's looking at the Samoan werewolf. And then he goes, if he keeps looking at me that way, I'm going to knock his ass out. And I'm like, dude. So a lot of tension. And Jay just says, look, I love you. You're dividing this family. You got to find a balance here or something. But we're building towards that War Games match. It's coming. So first match of the night, Pretty Deadly versus DIY versus Street Profits. Of course, banger of a tag team match. A banging banger banger of a tag team match. I just did not like the finish. I understand the legal man and everything like that. But when it comes to triple threats, there's no rules. You know what I mean? I think that should be the same thing for a triple threat in a tag team match. I know you got to tag whoever's legal, but there's going to be a certain point where these guys are just going to go to war. It's going to be really hard for us to keep, because it looked like Street Profits got a pin, but it wasn't a legal person because DIY got the win. And I was kind of like, I like DIY. Don't get me wrong. So stop. I like them. But the Street Profits need something. They need the smoke. I want the smoke. I want the Street Profits to be something. It's been a long time. My man, it's been a long time since the Street Profits had some gold around their waists, just like the New Day. The Street Profits deserve something. No offense to DIY, because I like DIY. But come on, Hunter. Let's get some love for the Street Profits here, okay? They deserve that opportunity, and hopefully the Street Profits can make something out of this to get added to the tag team, some form of gold in their future. That's what I want. Roman and Jimmy roll up, and there comes Jay, and Roman tells him, I'm proud of you. This is a big moment. It's a big moment. And Jay's just like, no yeet. I'm like, damn, no yeet. No yeet for Roman. You know, everything we've been through, all of it, you know. And Jimmy's like, yo, we got to fix this, man. So we got to fix this. And Roman's just like, I know how to handle this. Then go to Nick with Nia. Tiffy is sick. She's on the phone with her. Like, hey, where are you? I know you're sick, but we got a tag team match. I guess our opportunity is out the window. So I guess the match is off. And Nick's like, no, the match's not off. She's like, excuse me. She goes, we got a bunch of talent around here. And then here comes Candice and Indy entering the room. Candice is going to join Nia for this fight against Bayley and Naomi. And she just tells the two, like, you guys hold up your end. And if you guys screw up, I will break you in less than 3 minutes. I thought the line should have been 3 seconds. I can beat you down in 3 seconds. After this, we got Chelsea. Oh, wait, no, we go into Piper versus Lash. Lash gets the win. I think Hunter's doing a great thing with bringing Metaphor up. Lash, she's a beast. She's stacked. I think she's super talented. She's got charisma, and her beating Piper, even though I love Piper and I love my Chelsea, I think Metaphor can be a real threat unless they stop being Metaphor on the main roster. Because Bianca and Jade are out there. Jade got a new do. Looking good as always. Then we get Roman and Jimmy. My favorite thing is like Roman's sitting in the chair. And freaking Jimmy's like where the wise man usually sits, like up close. It's just a nice little close-up of Roman. Roman goes, what are you doing? He goes, hey, man, that's where the wise man sits. He goes, he ain't my wise man, bro. And he says something like, I know how to fix this. I will acknowledge Solo. And that's all he says. He didn't say he was going to not acknowledge him as tribal chief. He just says, I'm going to acknowledge Solo. So it's just like, what's going to happen? Then we get Cody. Cody cuts a great promo. They have that crown jewel title out there. And it looks so nice. They hit the lights, hits it. It's all sparkly. But Cody cut a great promo, and he invites Gunther to show up next week on SmackDown before their huge match. And I was like, bring it on, bruh. Bring it on. Kevin Owens, he's in his car, talking about the ups and downs, the highs and lows. Says, we beat people up for a living. And I'm told I'm not allowed to show up to work. A job where my job is to beat up people. You know, he feels he's being treated unfair. Then we get Nick with Randy, and Randy's like, at Crown Jewel, I want Kevin Owens. And Nick tells Randy, no. And this is not coming from me. This is coming from higher up. So I'm like, oh, what does that mean? And Randy's like, oh, I know the higher ups. I'll go talk to them. So something's going on there. We got A-Town Down Under versus LDF, and Motor City Machine Guns are here. I was like, there's no way they're losing this match. This is a tournament match. Number one contendership. Of course, Motor City Machine Guns got the win. They're looking great. I'm ready. I'm like, this tag team division's heating up. So let's not sleep on this division. Let's boil this. Let's boil it up. Boil. Byron's with Andrade and Mello. They got Game 7 next week. Big match. They got 3-3, and it just ends in a fight. You know it's going to be good. This is probably one of my favorite rivalries at the moment, and the fact that they're letting them do like a Game 7 type thing. Who's going to take it all? I am betting Andrade. Andrade is going to get the win next week. Then we have Nia and Candice versus Naomi and Bayley. Nia and Candice for the win. Indy Hartwell's out there. You know, all these distractions. Huge win. Then we get Byron with Nick in LA Knight. And he says, like, hey, with Game 7 and everything like that between Andrade and Mello, he's going to be the special guest referee. And he's just like, why? I beat these clowns like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times because he's LA Knight. Oh, hey, Knight, yeah. You know, he's just like, why? Fine. I'll be the best ref, and I'll tell them both. I'm going to call it right down the middle, gentlemen. I'm going to call it right down the middle. Then after this, we get Roman comes out. He's talking. Here comes Solo. It's a really great interaction back and forth between these two. And he's like, fine, I acknowledge you. There, is that what you want? I acknowledge you. And Solo's like, no. I want you to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. And before Solo comes out, Roman really connected with the crowd. Got a lot of OTC chants. And it's just really cool seeing how far he's progressed. Because there was a moment where I hated Roman Reigns more than anything. But once he got with Paul and he did the work and he climbed and he got to that tribal chief status, untouchable. Because there's a point where Vince just shoved him down our throat. Now he's the biggest star. And it's just crazy to me seeing the evolution of Roman Reigns and seeing this next step with his family and everything like that in the bloodline. Then, of course, Solo's like, he's like, what? And Roman snaps at him and Solo's like, see, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the Roman I know. And you think you don't change? Neither do I. And he snaps his fingers. Here comes the bloodline. They drag Jimmy's body out bloody. I was like, the visual. And they beat down Roman. Samoan Spike like bazillions of times, just taking them out. And once again, the bloodline's on top. Just imagine when Jay comes out. And I'm hoping Sami Zayn's in the picture as well, because that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm smiling ear to ear, baby. War Games. But that was SmackDown, October 18th, 2024. Wade and Graves in Columbia. Good SmackDown. My match of the night, Pretty Deadly, DIY, and Street Profits, even though I did not like the finish. But yeah, there we go, guys. That's SmackDown. Go check it out. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. And now we're going into a little old show called Rampage, which is October 18th, 2024. Excalibur, Tony, and Daddy Magic on commentary. It was okay. It was real quick. Like Mark versus the Butcher. Of course, you're gonna have a fun match with Mark Briscoe. You cannot have a fun match with Mark Briscoe. Then we go into. Hold on, let me look at my notes. Oh, so then we go into Mark winning. Music hits. Here comes Orange Cassidy with Kyle, because Kyle's taking on Aaron. Kyle for the win. Mark for the win. Conglomeration is up, and so. Kyle cuts a promo afterwards, calling out Okada. Then we get Renee with Jamie Hayter, and Jamie Hayter's back. Deonna Purrazzo and Taya promo. Man, I'm rooting for these women. I am rooting for them. Even Mariah May has fallen flat, and it sucks because I want the women's division to be the best it can be in AEW. Like, Mariah May should be a bigger star than I feel she is right now, especially her being champion. I want all these women just to be on top of their game. Like, a Jamie Hayter deserves to be up there. Like, and Deonna Purrazzo, even though I had my problems with her, I was just like, I don't like this with Taya and everything like that. I don't think you need Taya. No offense, and Taya doesn't need Deonna. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anna Jay, another great person here who's going to take on Mariah May. Mariah May's on commentary, goes against Trish Adora. I love Adora as well. And yeah, Mariah cuts a little promo afterwards after Anna Jay gets the win. She's going to kick her ass on Collision. Oh, no, Battle of the Belt. Sorry. 3 hours. 3 hours there. Then after that, we go Renee. She's with Harley. Oh, my gosh. Harley as well. I love Harley. If you saw from, I think Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling had their big show this past weekend. And Harley is with Bully Ray, and he cuts a promo. Well, he's about to cut a promo, but Harley just steals the scene and says, get the tables and everything like that. It's just such a fun, like, Harley is so great. And I want the world for Harley. But yeah, she is with Renee here. Then we go into Undisputed Kingdom. They're good guys now. Then we get Undisputed Kingdom. We get Gates of Agony. And we get I don't know. I can't read my notes. But yeah, we got promos from them. Then we go into Private Party versus MXM. Fun match of the night. My match of the night, honestly. But that was a quick rampage. That was a very quick rampage indeed. So another quick hour, but yeah, I give it a 2 out of 5. Nothing too crazy. Nothing like, oh my gosh, this was the best thing ever. Now you want to talk about Overstuffed? Let's talk about Collision / Battle of the Belts 12, October 19th, 2024. We're in Stockton. It's Tony and Nigel on commentary, so you can't beat that for a commentary team. We got that John Moxley promo at the starting. He's watching so many movies now that he's just like pulling from whatever he can. Yeah. No, hold on. Let me stretch because this is a long one, and this is a stacked. I wouldn't even say stacked. This is just an overstuffed 3 hours of AEW. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 matches in 3 hours. Yeah. But we started off with a banger, which is my match of the night. Ricochet versus AR Fox. When I saw AR Fox, I was like, hey, my dude, my guy, where have you been? You know, of course, Ricochet got the win. He cuts a promo after, and I rolled my eyes so hard because he goes, I came to AEW because this is where the best wrestle. I was like, oh, sounding like every other AEW talent. Like, no offense to anybody, any wrestler. I said it before on the podcast. I was like, the best. It's like, but Ricochet has fallen into that. But I don't want Ricochet to get lost in the fold either because he is Ricochet. He's out of this world, Ricochet, you know. Then we get Daniel Garcia, Private Party promo. We go Harley versus Chris Statlander. Of course, Chris Statlander gets to win. She cuts a promo as well. I was like, oh, we're just giving time to everybody. Give time to everybody to talk. And she calls out Camille, and I'm just like, I don't know. Chris Statlander deserves better as well. That's all I'm going to say. Premier Athletes versus Daniel Garcia and Private Party. Daniel Garcia and Private Party for the win. It's okay match. You know, that's the problem with an overstuffed wrestling show is that everything that like quality of the matches kind of go out the window. And we got to do spots after spots after spots and rush what we can. You know, yeah. Then we get an LFI package. Then Orange Cassidy versus Bulk. Wasn't even that long. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we move on to Jamie Hayter versus Brooke. Jamie Hayter for the win. Then Penelope Ford comes on the screen. She says, you know, it was funny when she popped up. I was like, who? Like in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, who's this? Oh, yeah. Oh, she's been gone for a minute, right? Like she was before I even started watching AEW religiously. And Jamie Hayter's like, okay, you talk your smack. We'll fight. Then Lexi's with Daniel Garcia, Private Party, and this is something I just don't understand. They're like, Orange Cassidy, we need you. Yeah. But Orange Cassidy's like, I'm not that guy. I just not him. Fist bump. Bye, guys. I'm like, yeah. Then we get Kyle Fletcher versus Atlantis Jr. Don Callis on promo. I was waiting for the screwdriver, but no screwdriver. Kyle gets the win, cuts a promo afterwards, said he's ready to speak. He did what he did, and he's not sorry. House of Black versus Squash Gang. House of Black for the win. Then we get Lexi with Thunder Rosa. And Harley interrupts. And this made me laugh because the best part of this interview that was Harley interrupting. And Thunder Rosa lays in a weak hit. I mean, a weak sauce hit. Like, it just did not look good. But Harley was there on the ground, like, selling it. And I was like, good for you, Harley. Outrunners versus LFI. They get the win. Then, of course, they get a beat down on the Outrunners. And then here comes FTR for the save. Yeah. Sammy package. Man, I'm getting tired just thinking of all. I sat through this. I was like, oh, man. Oh, yeah, there's another match. Oh, there's another match. Then we get Blackpool Combat Club versus Tough Light in action. Fun match for what it was. But BCC gets the win. Then they beat them down. Then here comes Dark Order. Then here comes John Moxley. And then they set up a match again with BCC versus Dark Order just to show that they could do 2 matches in a row and beat them again. So, because Moxley and them, they're like, then here comes Private Party. Here comes Dan Garcia. Then here comes kind of Orange Cassidy. He just comes out. He's like, hey, guys, I'm not going to walk all the way to the ring. I'm going to turn around. Bye. So, but that bled over into Battle of the Belts. So then we get our first match, Okada versus Kyle O'Reilly. Awesome match. Ricochet, this match and the Ricochet match. So I would say for Collision, Ricochet versus AR Fox was my match. And for this Battle of the Belts, Okada versus Kyle. This was awesome. I would say the third match of the night is the main event of Battle of the Belts. Then we get an LFI promo. They got Hologram. They just pan down. He's like, we got him. Then we got Brian Cage and Lance Archer against Squash Gang. Yep. 2 meaty monsters eating up squash. Then, of course, Don Callis comes out. Then we get Lexi with Undisputed Kingdom and Beast Mortos, who's just eating a plate of meat. Yeah, he's literally just like, I'm just like, oh my goodness. But okay, Mariah May eliminator match versus Anna Jay. Whoa, this is good. This is really good. Anna Jay for the win, which I was like, whoa, really? That's awesome. Let's go, man. Anna Jay, she's gonna, in 2 weeks, she will get her opportunity, which I was kind of like, I would want this to be at Full Gear. Anna Jay versus Mariah May at Full Gear. Not in 2 weeks. Full Gear, even though I know it's November 23rd, we got quite a ways, but you could build something special between these two. You could build something special. It's like when they gave us Will Ospreay and Ricochet. I'm like, that could have been on a pay-per-view. That could have been on Wrestle Dream. That could have been our Wrestle Dream. But no. I know we still got that match, but it was a 3-way, whatever. But yeah, very overstuffed Collision / Battle of the Belts 12, October 19th, 2024. Tony Nigel, Stockton, Ricochet, AR Fox, my match on Collision, Okada and Kyle on Battle of the Belts. And second to that is Mariah May versus Anna Jay. And that is Collision and Battle of the Belts. Overall, 3 out of 5. Because there's just so much to unpack. And there's points where I was getting bored. I'm glad that these wrestlers get time to wrestle. But there needs to be some structure to the show. And that's it. That's all. Full Gear, day before my birthday. My birthday's on a Sunday this year. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be 100. No, 36? I think 36, maybe. I don't know. But all right, y'all. There it is. I'll see you Thursday, and we'll talk about Raw, NXT, Dynamite. Then we'll talk next Monday about the following weekend. I love every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Randy, I can't believe you betrayed me like that. You can let people say